Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to a special feature, something that I've been, seeing everyone else does on their gaming channels on YouTube, and figure something that I can go ahead and do over here myself with, the kind of collection I have in my pickups videos every month. I talk about that. But really, I've always had a lot of stuff over the past couple of years, so some of the stuff that, I get in pickups is not nearly as exciting to talk about as some of the stuff that I already have and stuff that I really like. So I figure I'd just do one of these things, maybe get into this, talk about stuff that's in my collection, and other than the N64, which of course I have the full North American set, and is really cool to talk about. You'll see all that as I do it, as I play the games. That's, the big main part of this channel, but the second most prolific collection basically I have is I would say my Wii U stuff. I say that not because it has the most. I have a lot of PS2, but if you collect and you're at all into PS2, you kind of end up with a lot of PS2 anyway. The Wii U, on the other hand, is something that I specifically really, really like and have gone out of my way to get a lot of the stuff. Pretty much, about half the set, I think, for the Wii U. I'm not a full set collector on it, but because the stuff that's expensive and the stuff that I don't have is pretty much trash for the most part. But I have a Wii U collection that I'm really, really proud of, honestly. And I'm really even getting to the end. I don't really have anything else that I want for it, except for like one or two other things. And so I guess now is the time I can pretty much go ahead and talk about my Wii U collection, which is something that I really like. And starting off, oddly enough, I don't have an official Pro controller. I have a Nyko Pro controller, which is pretty nice. I have, plenty of classic controllers for the Wii that I can use. But since it's mostly just me using the Wii U for the off-screen stuff that you can use on the tablet, I'm very proud to have the Zelda Special Edition one, which is the one that I got. I got a Wii U before I got a PS4, and I still don't have an Xbox One. I was on the Wii U bandwagon right from the start, and when it was the Zelda one, I was like, yes, that's the one that I'm going to get. I got the Zelda Wind Waker one, which is the only real special edition they've done of it. And the only difference between the Zelda Special Edition is on the gamepad itself. It has this design on it, which looks really cool. The console itself, which is hooked up over there, has no difference to it. It's just a regular black console. So that's it. When you bought this, you got a free download of Wind Waker HD, which was the only thing that I had when I got this on Christmas morning, like 3 years ago now. But I'll talk about that Zelda game later as well. So that's the gamepad for the Wind Waker Special Edition. Check that out. The first thing I'm going to talk about as far as the actual games is the big box stuff that I kind of have to keep separately. Sometimes I don't keep it in the boxes, sometimes I do. But anyway, let's start with that stuff because it's cool stuff. Big boxes are always fun, always exciting. So first of all, you've probably seen these everywhere. I waited and waited and waited. I got Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which is the unfortunate only real Animal Crossing that's on the Wii U. I haven't even opened this yet, but I did open it. You can still buy these pretty much everywhere. Sealed. They made way too many of these. Yeah, no, I do have it. I did open it, but yeah, I waited until this was $10, and I think it might even get cheaper than that before it, is finally gone from stores. It comes with the two amiibos in here, whose names I don't know because I don't know. Oh, Isabelle and Digby, and they're on the side. So that's cool. It's Amiibo Festival. I might try that one day. Again, right now I don't have the space to have a balance board, but I do have a Wii Fit U with the pedometer in it, which is really cool, or the fit meter, whatever they call it, whatever function it has. So Wii Fit U, which this one is sealed. I haven't opened this yet. I got this for like $5. I was like, yeah, why not? A game that I waited and with just bated breath, as they say, waited for to come out, and I wasn't as disappointed in as everybody else was, but I only am disappointed in it in hindsight, mostly because nobody else really seemed to like it. But I do have the, big box special edition of Star Fox Zero with the physical Star Fox Guard, which I have not opened. I have not opened Guard, as most people have not. I think I did. I opened the shrink wrap on it, but yeah, I haven't played it at all. But yeah, there's Star Fox Zero, which I really, really like, even with the motion controls and everything like that. I don't like it as much as I think I said I did when it came out, but I still do really like it. Another big box one, Shantae, Half Genie Hero. I haven't played this Shantae game yet, but I have played Pirate's Curse on the 3DS, and Shantae, the whole series is fantastic. So yeah, these ones you can still find out in the big boxes a lot of places too, so that's cool. And finally, for the ones that are in their boxes, Super Mario Maker, which is probably going to come out on the Switch. It came to the 3DS and everything, but the only one that has the little art book in it is this big box first printing version of the Wii U version, which is really, really great. And that's why I knew I had to get it as soon as it came out. I had to get this at launch because I knew I wanted this big box with the art book. And then I've got 3 more boxes in here that are, the games are outside. These all... 2 of these came with amiibos. That would be Yoshi's Woolly World, which has, of course, been ported to the 3DS. I haven't played that yet, but I really wanted the Woolly World that came with amiibo because the Garn amiibos are fantastic. And there's Mario Party 10, which, if I remember correctly, they actually launched for $50 with the amiibo, or it was $50 standalone and $60 with the amiibo, which was a really cool deal. And I like Mario Party 10. I played it a bit. I'd like to play it with a higher difficulty on it, because I remember all the couple times I played it, I thought it was really easy. So there's that. And of course, the Super Smash Brothers for Wii U with the big box with the adapter, which everyone remembers how crazy it was to get your hands on those adapters when this game came out. And still hooked up to my GameCube, my one-player GameCube pad, the Super Smash Brothers Special Edition pad that came in here, which is awesome. And this, I haven't played as much, not because I don't like it. I love Smash Brothers, and I waited for this. I was so highly anticipating this game. But when they started coming out with DLC for it, I was like, there's going to be a complete edition. And that's why I'm kind of holding off, because I don't want to make myself want the DLC. And I think that the Switch version of Smash Brothers is going to come out or get announced soon. And that's going to be a complete edition of this one, because that's what they do. They've wisely, and this is going to be a recurring topic, they have made some great games, Nintendo, for the Wii U, and when that system basically is going down as a failure because nobody bought it, the great games on that system need to be used and have every reason to be used elsewhere, and that's why we're getting these ports of Pokken Tournament, and Super Mario Maker is almost definitely going to come out. It already came out on the 3DS, like I said. And I think that Super Smash Bros. Wii U Edition is going to just get ported with the complete version. And that's why I haven't spent a dime on DLC for it. Now let's get down to some just games. I have most of them in like an alphabetical order, but some of them the last couple ones that I've gotten have kind of not been in alphabetical order. So you'll kind of see them here and there. First of all, Batman Arkham Origins, which I bought it on the Wii U when it came out, or close enough to when it came out after I got the Wii U. And Batman Arkham City, which I got eventually because I was like, yeah, I'm going all in on the Wii U. I'm going to get Arkham City on the Wii U and get rid of my 360 copy. I'm going to get a couple other games that you'll see here that I wouldn't care about if they weren't on the Wii U, and I'd be like, yeah, I want to get the Wii U version. Actually, 2 games that are going to come up next. One of my favorite games ever, this and Arkham Asylum. Still a pretty good game, as long as you keep with it through the whole story. Next up, another pair of games is the ones I was saying. Games I don't really care about that much. I'm not a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. But this is the one that had my attention the best. And I tried this one a little bit with Assassin's Creed 3 because it's a Revolutionary War thing. But I honestly would have a pretty easy job of staying away from Assassin's Creed in general if it wasn't on the Wii U. But these are the only 2 Assassin's Creed games I own because they're on the Wii U. And lately, I don't know how this happened, but they must have printed so many copies of Assassin's Creed 3 for the Wii U. I've been seeing this game in Five Below, next to the copies of Battleborn. So if you're still trying to get this on the Wii U, go into any Five Below. They should have this. And actually, that's just reminded me that I have something I've forgotten. I'm not going to go bother and get it out, but I do have a Guitar Hero Live set up for the Wii U, the 1 guitar package. It's in the closet over there, up on the shelf, unopened, because it's for the Wii U, and that's the only thing. I hated that game when I tried it. This is actually going to lead into one of the only ones that I still don't have. I have Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the Wii U, and slightly harder to find than the second one is the first one, which, you know, the Spider-Man games, especially the new Spider-Man movies, I wouldn't really care about that much. But I'm fairly interested in seeing this game and seeing how this plays. But the first one, the first Amazing Spider-Man game that came out, the Wii U version is actually a complete edition on the disc, or all the DLC that came out for it. So I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I really want that as one of my last couple games that I'm going to get for the Wii U. I should grab this and this together. I'm not a really big fan of Adventure Time, and I keep thinking that maybe one day I'll play these games and I'll get into the Adventure Time thing because of them. And I've tried the Investigations one a little bit because it's like a point-and-click adventure game. But I wasn't really drawn to it that much. So, you know, there's 2 games on the shelf. They're both kind of like meh from what I've seen in reviews. You have a point-and-click game and you have a dungeon crawler, neither of which are fantastic for that genre, their respective genres, rather. But I know a lot of people who like Adventure Time, and that's why I kind of was like, yeah, I'll get the Adventure Times. You know, that'd be cool enough. This is going to be a common theme. I'm going to say this is not really a good game, but it's a legitimate game. It's not outright shovelware, and that's where we're at with 007 Legends, which I played for like 2 levels, and I was like, man, when you play so much GoldenEye over your life, and you've tried a couple of the other ones, and you know that the Bond games are really good. Everything or Nothing is really cool. I've beaten Nightfire. Nightfire's great. And you look at this game and you're like, this game is not up to that level. So it is a first-person shooter, and it's like it's meh. It's very meh. So, but I have it on the Wii U. That's what I'm going to keep saying. I have it on the Wii U. I have it on the Wii U. Let's go with another pair of games here. I'll get to these ones.
Hey, Derek.
What's up?
Do you have it on the Wii U?
I have most things on the Wii U. Smartass. You have Angry Birds Star Wars and Angry Birds Trilogy. This is actually going to be in my next pickups video because I just got this. You'd be surprised how hard to find Angry Birds Trilogy is on the Wii U, especially by comparison to the other systems. But Angry Birds Star Wars, not so much. And it's Angry Birds, and I would say the main attraction for it is that you can play these just on the gamepad, because you have a touch... Actually, don't even use the touchpad. I played Star Wars the other night, but anyway, it's not bad playing them. You know, they're fun little quick games. To move these aside for a second. Just get to these ones. Resident Evil Revelations is actually the 3rd time that I've owned this game, because eventually I was just like, well, it's on the Wii U. You have to get it on the Wii U. I had it on the 3DS originally. I beat it on the 360, and I was like, you know what? You can't have it on 360. You have to have it on Wii U. So that's what I did. I swapped it, basically. I sold my 360 copy, and I bought this. And this is... I like this game better than Revelations 2, which I played somewhere recently. This was the first game to me that showed that Resident Evil is going to be kind of back on track. So I'm really glad to have this. And another thing, while I say that I don't need to buy a lot of these ports as they come out on the Switch because I have them on Wii U, and I'm proud of that, this is another game that the Revelations package came out a couple months ago. And I'm like, well, I have the Revelations 2 on PS4, but I have Revelations 1 on the Wii U, and that's the one I've played them both, so I don't really need it. So, that's another in that same vein. Really, really fun game here, even if just single player. I've played this a couple times. This is Runbow, which is actually super cheap online right now if you want to go grab it. Runbow is a just crazy like platforming, like competitive platformer. You can have up to, I think you can do up to 9 people on the Wii U version. But it's really clever, really cool graphics, all like color based. Fairly simple platforming, but very hectic. So that's really cool, and multiplayer oriented too. So that's a very cool thing. This is a game that I don't know if I actually want to keep in the Wii U collection. This is one of very, very few games that I'll say that about. But Funky Barn, which I grabbed. This is actually a fairly rare one because it was really early. I still don't quite understand what type of game this is supposed to be, except that it's very clearly shovelware. And I got it for a lot less than what it's going for. I think I paid like $15 for it, and it's going for like $35 right now. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, because this is one I'm really not committed to keeping in the collection, for sure. However, another game, also by Nighthawk, as is Runbow, Tumblestone is on, I think it's on PS4 as well. I don't know about Xbox One. But it's sort of like a collapse style, or reverse collapse style of puzzle game. It looks kind of cool, and I really didn't want to buy it right when it came out, even though I'd been seeing it the whole time. But this and Runbow, I guess it's a Nighthawk Interactive thing or something like that. If you check Amazon, you could probably grab this for pretty cheap too, right now. Another one. This is a weird one. This is one that you'll probably see a lot on Wii U and 3DS for fairly cheap. But the thing that I kept hearing about this game, and you can see I have the Wii cover swapped out, is Rodea the Sky Soldier. The first copies of it, the basically limited edition or collector's edition copies, whatever they call it. See if it's on the inside cover. Whatever the hell. Supposedly the Wii version of the game is the good version, and the Wii U version is kind of sloppy, or it's kind of lame, or whatever. So the fact that I found a copy of the Wii version made me really happy, and or a copy of the collector's edition with the Wii version rather. That's what made me want it, and reminding myself by flipping it to the Wii cover. But Rodea the Sky Soldier, it's probably not a bad game on the Wii U or 3DS versions of it either, but that's what I heard, so I kind of set out to have it that way. And then another one, I'm not a huge Transformers fan at all, but I heard the Transformers Prime was a pretty decent third-person shooter, based more on the cartoon than the movies too, which is another big thing for me. Is like I'd much rather play the cartoon than the movies, the Michael Bay movies. Alright, let's see what else we got. I'm just going to go with this over here. Let's grab this stack here. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. A Wii port that made it onto the Wii U, which I had, I'm not a huge fan of Monster Hunter. I find the controls to be kind of weird, but people love these games, And I was like, well, I'll get the Wii U version and see how I like that. I've tried the regular Wii version before, and I couldn't really figure it out, but I'll work at it. One of 2 games that I have that doesn't have the original cover, but I got this for so cheap when I saw it on Amazon for such a low amount. It was like $5, and I just jumped on it. NBA 2K13 is very hard to find, for a sports game on Wii and Wii U. And recently I've actually been really into like sports games with like really good single player adventures or franchise or career modes. So I keep kind of meaning to try this because 2K is supposed to be the series for that. So I intend to play this at some point in the near future, actually. Even though I'm not really big on basketball. Need for Speed Most Wanted U. This is the only, I'm pretty sure it's the only Need for Speed that made it onto the Wii U, and it's supposed to be pretty cool. I'm not really big into Need for Speed outside of like Underground, because Underground was cool. Everyone likes Underground, it seems. I'm really into the ones that can have like a really original concept and really good like story to them. But I got this one, of course, just because it's on the Wii U. And being the only one, I was like, yeah, I have to have that one. NES Remix Pack. So this is obviously NES Remix, which are two digital games that they came out separately. I actually ended up getting, I think I got the first one as a Nintendo Club Rewards when they still did Club Nintendo, and then downloaded the second one by itself or vice versa. And so really, really wanted to get the disc copy of the two of them. So I eventually did that. And I just heard that Ultimate Remix Pack is going to be on Nintendo Selects for the 3DS too coming up. So these are really fun. If you've never seen them, they mix up, do a WarioWare almost with the old school NES games. I'm going to do these as one. I don't have the single disc version of them, but because I got this one actually when it came out, and I got this one kind of a while afterwards actually. We get New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. Super Luigi U is especially fantastic. It's basically DLC that got a standalone release with this nice green case during the year of Luigi. And the levels are basically made out to be a lot harder for that version of it. So, really, really cool stuff. You can't go wrong with New Super Mario Bros. It's great. Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. I still need to really pick up on the Ninja Gaiden series because it's the kind of game I like with the really fast-paced hack and slash action stuff. But I need to get up to this point that I'm going to play the Wii U one that I got. Ninja Gaiden 3 is the only one, of course, that came out on the Wii U. And then a game that you've probably seen in bargain bins everywhere is Nintendo Land. And if you're just getting a Wii U, if you get a Wii U at any point, you really owe it to yourself to grab this, to go with it. Much like 1-2 Switch, I think this should have been a pack-in, like, no matter what, you get this game. Not you have to go buy this game separate. Obviously, we live in a period where we're past pack-ins that aren't Wii Sports or downloads. But a lot of the games on this really are fun. I forget, Takamura's Ninja Castle, where you like throw shurikens with the gamepad. Trying to remember which ones I really liked. The Zelda one, the Zelda swordplay one, was cool. And the F-Zero one, the racing one, was really cool too. Those are just ones I remember playing for at least a little bit. Let's keep moving. I got these games. Now, these two games really, for a long time, I was under the opinion that they probably were shovelware. I haven't played either of them yet, but I waited on buying them for a long time, the Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures games. I started to hear, though, that they were basically like, like a kind of a Mario, like a 3D Mario like Galaxy or stuff like that. And that they weren't like terrible, so I eventually was like, yeah, you know what? I have to get these then, because they're Wii U games, so that's cool. Paper Mario Color Splash, and anytime recently that you see like Paper Mario, I'm so reluctant to get it, like the Paper Jam one on the 3DS, or even Super Paper Mario on the Wii, which I played and liked, but it was so different. Like, they've changed. Oh, and Paper Mario Sticker Star I haven't played yet either. I'm so reluctant to actually get into Paper Mario with these newer ones, but when it's a Wii U game, I'm like, yeah, well, I have to play it. I have to, play it firsthand and see if I like it. So, that's another one right there. This game, I probably wouldn't even have gotten this if they hadn't done us the service of releasing it as a Nintendo Select. But Pikmin 3, I did get as a Club Nintendo reward not long after I got my Wii U the first time. And then the original label version of it went to be like $50, $60 consistently because they didn't make enough of it. So they did us the service once in a while. They do that for us, and it's really nice of being able to get Pikmin 3 for fairly cheap. So that's good. I'm not a huge Pikmin fan. Basically, I have a lot of trouble actually making it work for me. I know that they're great games, but it's not my style. I'm not capable of wrapping my head around it, but I have to have it, of course. Finally, you got Pokken Tournament DX. Not finally. We're not even close to being done. Pokken Tournament DX, which not DX, god damn it, it's not DX, it's the regular one. Pokken Tournament DX is the Switch version, which is getting all the DLC and stuff, and that's really cool. I would probably consider getting it if I was into this game, but I played it for about an hour when it came out. So, I know it's good and I know it's cool, but it's a fighting game and I haven't been able to, like, spend a lot of time with it because it just doesn't draw me in. But it's crazy that we even got that game, honestly. One of the best games, one of the best platformers ever made, and one of the best games I've played in the last 5-10 years, Rayman Legends. Again, this game is out on the Switch. It's got Definitive Edition. It came out for basically every system so far in the past 5 years. But picks up where Origins left off and is basically just one of the best platformers you'll ever play in your life. I can't say enough good things about that game. Let me do this. I got the two Scribblenauts games for the Wii U. I have the first one on DS. I played a little bit. I haven't played either of these just yet, but I'm a lot more interested in the newer ones because they get so open with the concept that you can do anything. You can really put your imagination into it, which I'm not going to be very good at, but it's going to be cool to see. So the better they get with that, the better the games are going to get. Like, that's just the way that those games are going to go. So I have Unlimited here, and I have the Unmasked, which is the DC Comics adventure one, which is really cool. I think it's cool that they did that. We got, of course, Shovel Knight. One of the best retro-centric games you'll ever play. Basically, just, if you haven't heard of it, it's a love letter to Mega Man and all those classic games, just done really, really well. And this, actually, I have to point out, I was amazed when I got this. So the soundtrack is on a digital code, but massive manual in there for it. Yacht Club does a hell of a job with that. They're really good at what they do with that stuff. Games I'm not really into, but I really hope that I'm going to enjoy this. Sniper Elite V2. Yeah, it's not called Silver Star Edition on the Wii U. That's like the special edition version of it. I really like World War II stuff, but when it comes to like playing Call of Duty or any first-person shooter games, like the thing I'm not cool with is sniper stuff. I'm not great at it. So hopefully I'll enjoy this and I'll be able to get into the story or whatever it is that is supposed to be great about it and go from there and be able to enjoy some of the other sniper games that are coming out. The one sniper game I really would like to try, Zombie Army Trilogy, which is basically a zombie version of the Sniper Elite games. We're not done yet. One here, Snoopy's Grand Adventure. It's just because it's Snoopy. I have really no idea what's going on with this game, to be honest with you. It's Snoopy. However, I know exactly what's going on with this game. It's Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed is... I've never seen a game that manages to do this well in being close to Mario Kart. It is a straight Mario Kart ripoff. I can't lie about that, but it's a fantastic game. If you're a little tired of Mario Kart, just play this. It's amazing. And this version has Wreck-It Ralph and Danica Patrick in it, which is weird, but it's whatever. You don't have to worry about that part. You just have to enjoy it. The other game that I unfortunately ordered on Amazon, had my fingers crossed, and it wasn't a complete version or it wasn't with the cover. But Sonic Lost World, I will not buy Sonic Boom because it still holds its value, and it's one of the worst, most broken games you'll ever see. But Sonic Lost World is supposed to be pretty decent, so I'm really interested in trying this at some point. That'll be cool. Of course, Splatoon, which is not really going to have a lot of value for me going forward. I really wish that I'd played this more, but because I didn't really play this very much, I haven't bought Splatoon 2 on the Switch either. All I can say is it's really good. I just wish I'd stayed with it, but I didn't. Another example of games I wouldn't buy if they weren't on the Wii U is Splinter Cell Blacklist. I'm just hoping that if I ever play this game, it's a lot more action-based than the Splinter Cell games I played on the original Xbox a while ago, because I'm terrible with stealth games. one of the couple games I still got here that is still sealed, that SteamWorld Collection. I'm going to be a lot more interested in SteamWorld Dig for sure, because it's not a lot of strategy. SteamWorld Dig is a platformer. Heist is a sort of like strategy game. But they're the kind of like indie games that I really enjoy, and I'm really glad that they're on a physical disc. So definitely a big part of that collecting. We've got, what else can I say about this? Super Mario 3D World. It's fantastic. It really is. Cat Mario is fun. The double cherry. The cherry that makes you split into extra versions of yourself. Great power-ups. They didn't rewrite the book on it with this game, but Super Mario Odyssey kind of did. I forget why this is so heavy. It's got a big manual. I already talked about Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Just a weird-looking game that looked like shovelware to me for a long time, but I'm really interested in the goofy nature of it. That it seems to be is Tank. It's tanks. It's like kind of an arcadey tank game, but we'll see that. This one is one of the first games I got with the Wii U. I got Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Wii U edition, and the best part about this, of course, is that they've got like Mario, Nintendo costumes in it, and you can play Tekken Ball, which is great. A game that I'll probably never play, but it's so unique and so very important to the Wii U. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, #FE, the crossover between Shin Megami Tensei, I think, or Persona, whatever you call it, and Fire Emblem that I really have no idea what I'm doing with, but hey, it's a big Wii U exclusive, and therefore I had to have it. On the other hand, this is one of several Dynasty Warriors series games I own now, and I'm surprised it even made it onto the Wii U, but your Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper. A big, crazy action game, but we'll talk more about the Dynasty Warriors series a little bit later. You can imagine what's coming up there. Another game I still have sealed, and again, wouldn't care about if it wasn't a Wii U game. I have Watch Dogs. I did not pay much for it. Hype Train, woo-woo. A game from Platinum Games that I really, when I saw it, I was like, man, I don't feel like I'm ever going to see this game because nobody bought it. But Wonderful 101. I really only remember playing the demo of this game and not being able to wrap my head around it. But when it comes to Platinum, I do give them a lot of credit. They're kind of like the new treasure. And if you can pretty much work your way into figuring out exactly what they're doing with their somewhat over-designed games sometimes, it's really rewarding. So I'm looking forward to figuring that game out, basically. Hopefully I will play this soon, because everyone's talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Of course, everyone talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 1 as well. But Xenoblade Chronicles X seems to not really be getting a lot of love, despite the fact that it is supposed to be great. You know, it's a Xenoblade game. They didn't mess it up, so I'll play that. I will play that at some point, and hopefully I would like to be drawn into that game, really. Wii Party U, which is sort of, there's a lot of mini games in here. I'm surprised at how many there's supposed to be. It really seemed like there was only going to be like a dozen, kind of like a Nintendo Land thing. But yeah, I have to check out some of the mini games in here a little bit more. Yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World, I already talked about that. Oh, here's a game that, another game that, kind of like Nintendo Land, you probably see this for cheap everywhere and probably assume that it's garbage, but I always give this game a lot of credit. I think it was a launch title. If it wasn't a launch title, it came out not long after launch. But Zombie U is it's not a great zombie game, it's not a great story or anything, it's not supposed to be about story. But I give it a lot of credit for the fact that it really does use the gamepad really well for all its stuff. You have like little sequences that you have to control on the gamepad. You can see on the back, so like door hacking, weapon crafting, stuff like that. Kind of cool idea. Probably could have been executed a little bit better, I give it that, but I always give that game credit. We have Now, I don't have the version with Bayonetta 1 on it. I don't have the 2-disc version. But I have Bayonetta 2 here, and it's amazing. Again, Platinum Games, you don't really have to wrap your head too much around this one. You just have to enjoy it. And it's Bayonetta. And Bayonetta 3 is coming out on the Switch, and I can't wait. So, that's all it is. Bayonetta is amazing. This game is still sealed for a reason. This is a game I'd really like to play, but supposedly the Wii U version of it has a really big glitch in it that makes it unplayable past a certain point, so I don't even know if it's been patched, but for that reason I got it for like $5 because everyone was just getting rid of it. I have it on the PS4, which will be a working version. It's an Adventure Company, point-and-click adventure game. Might never be able to play this on the Wii U, but I'm glad I have it because I didn't really pay much for it. I didn't pay much for the PS4 version either. So, how do you get Derek to buy a Cabela's game? Put it on the Wii U. At the very least, I do think that the Dangerous Hunts ones are kind of cool because you can spin it like it's a self-defense game. You're fighting dangerous animals as opposed to just going and hunting poor deer and birds and stuff. Very cool here. Black Ops 2 and Ghosts. Black Ops 2 is fantastic. Ghosts was alright. I remember actually having Ghosts when I got my Wii U the first time and selling it because I wasn't that impressed and I still sold games, traded them in at that point. But I'm back to the point I have both of them now, and I'll probably try the campaign in Ghosts again. Black Ops 2, of course, is going to have zombies and be just a great game altogether. One of the best games, and I don't think it will, but it would be really great for a lot of people if this got ported onto the Switch like everything else is. And Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is basically a puzzle platformer where you can't jump. And despite that, it's just amazing and creative. And a lot of people would probably agree that the best part of Super Mario 3D World was the Captain Toad levels, so just make a whole game out of that. And have it be one of the coolest experiences a lot of people, myself included, get out of the Wii U. The two Darksiders games, which I'm really glad to have. You might not realize this, but this game came out close to the Wii U's launch, and then this game, the War Mastered Edition, that's what it's called, right? War Mastered just came out a couple months ago, like less than a year ago, and it's going to be one of the last retail Wii U games, I'm pretty sure. But good for them. Darksiders is great, great kind of a Zelda clone series. The small amount of time I spent with Darksiders 2, I thought it used the gamepad really, really well, which is not something you can say for all the third-party people on the Wii U. So, aside from being a really cool game anyway that I always liked, it's a really good Wii U version. I guess we're almost there. I know next to nothing about this, except that when I bought it, it was like less than $10, and I was like, yep, give it to me. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. I know nothing about those games, honestly. Devil's Third. Kind of a rare game for the Wii U, I guess. Supposed to be bad, at least the reviews kind of tore it apart when it came out. But it's kind of come back into the point of, like, you know, it's not as bad as people think it is. There'll be some enjoyment in there. And I'm just kind of proud to have it because they didn't print any of them. They barely even made the game. Let's grab a handful here. You saw this just get announced for the Switch. A new version of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This whole series is just fantastic, great platforming. I've already beaten this game, and I can say it's incredibly frustrating, but so rewarding, like Donkey Kong Country is. DuckTales Remastered. I really, really wish that the Switch could get like the Disney Afternoon Collection, hopefully on physical, maybe. But what we have right here is DuckTales Remastered, just a really, really super faithful, loving, caring version of DuckTales remade for modern consoles. This game is not at all as good as the first one from what I've heard, but I did not pay much for it. So throw it in the collection. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. Epic Mickey 1 is a great game that I wish I'd played more at this point. This is trash, but, it's cheap trash. Game Party Champions. I'd like to see how this game uses the gamepad. I think that's all I have to say. Game Party Champions. This game I looked for so long, and now that I've gotten it, I've seen it like 3 times since. Game & Wario, which is not nearly as good as the other WarioWare games. I really hope that Nintendo does right by it and makes a real WarioWare game that gets, for the Switch or for the 3DS or whatever, and does right by that. But it is one of the tougher to find first-party titles, even though I've seen it a couple times in the past couple months. Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut. I need to try this game again and see if I can figure out the mechanics a little bit better. But this is a really, really crazy platformer that comes from a Mario Brothers ripoff from the 80s. It's the same idea. But the level design in there is still really cool. I've seen that. It's really, really interesting. We have, of course, Hyrule Warriors. Like I said, we'd get back to Dynasty Warriors. I bought Legends on the 3DS when that version of it came out because it had extra characters in it, and I never played it. And I was just like, I can't not have this game on the Wii U. That's the way it's got to be. And of course, like Donkey Kong, it just got announced as getting a port to the Switch. And I'll be right here, not playing my Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U yet. Injustice. I think Injustice was actually like the second game I bought for my PS4 when I got it, because it was really cheap at the time. When no PS4 games were cheap. So I grabbed it and I played it. If anybody else has played this game, they know that the tutorial is stupid and they make you do it. And I think I really got turned off on the PS4 version because it was like I played the tutorial and I was so exhausted, and I'm pretty sure I never played it again. But now I have it on Wii U, and I really look forward to doing that tutorial again. Next, I mentioned it with Mario Party. Mario Party, they put out at a discounted price, which was really, really smart to get more people into the Wii U as, like, games that aren't going to be Mario games or stuff like that, Mario Kart, that's going to sell regardless. Sell slightly discounted price for the first-party titles that you can, like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I think it was $40 when it came out. It's kind of basically looks like Canvas Curse, and I think that's kind of the idea, is Rainbow Curse, Canvas Curse. I haven't really spent much time with this game because it's not a traditional platformer, but that's cool. It's cool. Legend of K Anniversary, and if you've seen this around, one thing that always bothered me is that this game comes in a white case, not a blue case. And I had to get this game and switch it out with a blue case because it was going to bother me. Obviously, I had, like, some games are in red. Mario Kart 8 comes in red, and so on. But this game, I was like, why does this have to stick out like this? Why does it have to be a white case? Legend of K, a remake of a PS2 platformer. I think it was published by Capcom. But yeah, it'll be cool. I brought this up. Of course, I already have the download of this. I was able to make space for it because Nintendo put this on Nintendo Selects, and this is not the Nintendo Selects cover. I specifically was like, I'm gonna get Wind Waker on the disc, clear space on my very limited amount of console space on my Wii U, but get the shiny cover, the original shiny cover for Wind Waker. I don't have Twilight Princess because I have that on GameCube, and I'm actually just really happy to have that on GameCube. But I do have Wind Waker HD on the Wii U with the shiny cover. Now let's do this whole chunk all as one. And I have everything I need for the Lego games. Lego games, they're always awesome. I can pretty much enjoy any of the Lego games, but there are some that I'm more likely to be interested in. Lego Batman 2, Lego Batman 3. We got those two. We have Marvel Avengers and Marvel Superheroes. This one took me a while to actually get my hands on. This one was everywhere. It's weird. This is the one that I'm really into, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Lego Movie. Lego Movie's kind of cool. I'm not really as interested in that as I am in the other ones, though. Lego Hobbit, definitely into this one. I wish there was like a Lord of the Rings. I have to get the Lord of the Rings one on the Wii, I guess. Lego Jurassic World, which I really didn't want for a long time until I realized that Lego Jurassic World included games for 1, 2, and 3, so it wasn't just one movie like Force Awakens was. So that's really cool. And then the one that's not really based on anything, but is its own like sort of GTA clone, Lego City Undercover, which is of course on the Switch and everything. And then as soon as it came out on the Switch, I was like, why don't I have this game for the Wii U? And I bought it on the Wii U for like $12, brand new, because it was a Nintendo Select already. And that's cool right there. And the last couple, Madden 13. Again, kind of like NBA 2K 13. This is first of all, this is the only Madden game that came out on the Wii U. I'm kind of interested to see how this plays, so I will try this at some point soon. Madden 13. We've got Mario Kart 8. I won't give this up, my Wii U copy of it, just because it's so fantastic, and I still really stick by it. But the deluxe edition on the Switch is so amazing. With that battle mode and everything. Mario Party 10. Already talked about. I have the big box with the amiibo. Really, really nice. Still sealed. Haven't opened this yet. I'm kind of afraid of how disappointed I'm going to be in this game. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Nobody liked this one, and I think the idea is that Nintendo kind of got lazy with it, and that's why, even though they're porting all these other games, they just announced Mario Tennis Aces for the Switch, which I think I'm gonna buy. If I buy anything from that mini direct that they did the other day, that might be the one I get because it's a new game. I love Mario Tennis, and I am afraid that I'm going to be disappointed in this, which is why I haven't opened it yet. We're going to really end on a strong note here, I guess. Marvel Avengers Battle for Earth. This is kind of a shovelware game. It's on a couple other systems, but I was like, yep, give it to me on the Wii U. Mass Effect 3. I have yet to play a Mass Effect game, but I was very glad to see that this is on the Wii U, so I definitely wanted to get it at some point. Maybe I'll have the motivation to actually play that series at some point. And last but not least, like I said, really ending on a strong note with those ones, Mighty Number 9, which I still haven't opened yet, and I think I paid like $7 for this at its lowest point on Amazon. We all know the story with this game. Nobody liked it. It was a huge disappointment. What else? I have no faith in that game whatsoever. And that's it. That is about just under 100 games. I didn't show Guitar Hero Live. It's in the closet. It's a big box like this. And that's it. That is my Wii U collection. That is a really, other than the N64, is the collection that I'm probably the proudest of because it is the majority of anything worth having on the Wii U. And the Wii U is going to be a system that people aren't really going to have a lot of allegiance to going forward, except for crazy people like me, crazy Nintendo fans like me, who really, really liked it. It's not even my second favorite Nintendo system. It's my Nintendo systems. It goes N64, GameCube, and then, I don't know, Wii U, and then SNES, or SNES and then Wii U, maybe? I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of games that I wouldn't have bought if they weren't on the Wii U. You know, I would not buy Watch Dogs. I would not buy Cabela's. I would not buy Epic Mickey 2 if it wasn't a Wii U game. But I just have I'm so drawn to buying the games for the Wii U because it's such an attainable, like, sort of set of everything that you need for it, or even want for it, or might play on it once. If there is really anything besides Amazing Spider-Man, or maybe, I'm going to get Terraria too. Amazing Spider-Man and Terraria really are my only two games that I want, that I don't have on the Wii U. If there's anything else for the system that I really owe it to myself to play, let me know. Remember, I don't really care about FIFA. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you liked on the Wii U. Tell me what you think of the system as a whole, and tell me if you think that I'm a completely crazy person for other reasons than just liking this system. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really proud of what I have for the Wii U, just as I'm proud of what I have for the N64. And this is something that people on YouTube do, apparently. And maybe you watched it. So thank you for doing that. Bye.